show them stuff. They'd be like, here, check this out. We had a prototype up and running. Keep in mind, at this point, the environment is all just big gray boxes. It's not pretty at all. The infected are still the sort of cheesy terrorist zombies.
I mean, it was already fun. So then it was just like, well, now we just got to make it look good.
Chris Ashton of Turtle Rock Studios. This is pretty exciting for all us Left 4 Dead fans. Of course, you guys are known for all the amazing work, Left 4 Dead, and now you're building on the legacy with this new zombie co-op shooter. What's new? What can you tell us about it, Chris?
Well, we wanted to do more and bigger, right?
Okay, here we go. Here's the gameplay reveal of Back 4 Blood.
Not me. You all lost people. Lost someone close.
Oh, so I'm to blame?
Oh, fuck no!
I killed you, Ben. Revolver here. Pistol here. Over there? Starts to have an ace.
Forgetting I don't have any.
Anytime you're ready.
This is not good for my
Since killing zombies is such a big part of this game, we invested a lot of time into making their death animations more dramatic than simple ragdolls. We had a professional stuntman on a motion capture stage perform about 100 different dying animations from different kinds of weapons and hit from different directions, like from the front or behind. We then combined these mocap animations with the physics-driven ragdolls. The result is a really cinematic experience, with zombies that stumble for a few steps into a wall, then slide down the wall and collapse, for example. It's the best of both worlds.
We treat the infected horde as a major character in Left 4 Dead and spend a lot of effort in making their movements believable. The common hordes stagger around, cough, vomit, fight amongst themselves, lean against walls, sit on the ground, and lie down as part of their wandering behaviors. When they see a survivor, they become enraged, taking off in a full sprint, leaning into their turns, trying to get to their victim. We wanted to express this rage in their faces as well. so we found efficient ways for each member of the Horde to make intense facial expressions.
It was a challenge to create this diversity of looks for common infected and take advantage of unique clothing or uniforms in specific areas. For instance, lots of TSA agents are spawned in the airport, hospital patients around the hospital, cops in the streets, office employees in the offices, etc. It helped to reinforce the sense of a vast epidemic.
We wanted to add further variety to Left 4 Dead 2's campaigns, so we extended this notion when we added the Mudman, the Clown, the Construction Worker, and the Riot Cop.
Get the head! God help us.
Something's off. I can feel it.
Since players spend the vast majority of their time shooting the common infected, we wanted to improve the feedback and visceral nature of this experience. In Left 4 Dead 1, we provided only the ability to shoot off limbs. Now, in Left 4 Dead 2, there are 43 unique ways to damage an infected. Because many of these wounds are non-fatal, players are able to wound an infected more than once, resulting in about 780 possible damage combinations.
The environments in Left 4 Dead are geometrically complex and littered with breakable and movable objects.
This restaurant was one of the first areas we populated with tables and chairs. In early playtests, the survivor would pop a boomer, and the resulting explosion sent tables and chairs flying everywhere. It was a great effect. We decided to furnish a few more areas like this, so that more players would be likely to experience it.
Lights on.
In Left 4 Dead, players carry flashlights to illuminate the environment. These shadow-casting light sources not only add surface richness and provide important visual depth cues, they tie into gameplay.
Turn it off.
Because a player's flashlight is attached to his or her weapon, the light becomes pointed off to the side when reloading or performing a shove attack. Like so many of Left 4 Dead's game mechanics, this encourages cooperation, as players know they may be left in the dark if they choose to reload at the wrong moment.
Cutting cross-country will save you time on foot. I see. I'll send in another crew to hold the post once things calm down. Right now, I need you to get to the apartments.
In playtests, people were often confused by certain events and elements in the game. The addition of musical cues helped distinguish these events and diminish player confusion.
Players who leave the music on are treated to a variety of subtle audio cues that not only deepen the horror experience, but make them better players. We base the music on what the player is actually experiencing and not on what we want them to experience.
We keep the music appropriate to each player's situation and highly personalized. The music engine in Left 4 Dead has a complete client-side multi-track system per player that is completely unique to that player and can even be monitored by the spectators.
One difficulty with the tank was that since we offset his incredible toughness by slowing him down a bit, when tank battles occurred in large outdoor spaces, he was far less effective. To offset this vulnerability, we added his rock throw and car slugging abilities.
Finish this for me!
There, easy now.
Thanks!
One more scar for the collection.
Who the fuck shot me? Watch where you move in the future.
Oh!
Don't think I'm coming back out.
Mom, please! You need to take better care of that wound.
Ranger, over there!
This is our world, and we're taking it back.
While there are hundreds of infected types mobbing the player in Left 4 Dead, there are only 4 survivors. To make sure these 4 stood up to close scrutiny over many hours of playtime, we decided to use photographic reference of faces and wardrobe details.
That wasn't necessary, but thanks.
We started out by casting 4 individuals who fit the general design concepts we had created for our characters.
Sweet shot.
The talent was guided through a matrix of facial expressions,
Okay, let's do it.
creating a complete catalog of movements and expressions for each character's face. This is an invaluable resource for our modelers and animators when they start to recreate these expressions in 3-dimensional models.
I can't hold on! I can't hold on!
Help! Oh.
Ooh, nice. Holy crap!
Holy shit!
You see? It works! Fuck yeah!
One of our goals when designing the 4 survivors was to have a very diverse group of real-world characters who fit in the post-apocalyptic storyline, but that also have heroic and aspirational qualities.
They're changing. God damn it, Bill! Oh, it stinks!
Bill was a challenging design problem when it came to finding the correct balance between realism and idealism. In our first attempts, we made him look a bit too old and frail, which made him seem physically incapable of fighting against the Horde. In our final design, we balanced the character backstory and the aspirational qualities, portraying Bill as a once heroic army veteran, who though older and wiser, can still excel at physical combat.
And that's Mom. At least that's what we call her because she's tough, doesn't take shit from anybody, and always knows exactly what to say.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yep, that's me. My name is Holly. Just your run-of-the-mill college kid with a baseball bat. But I can also be a real softie on the inside. You know, I'm sort of the glue that holds the whole team together.
The process behind designing Zoe's character wasn't as straightforward as the other 3. Developing a young female in a zombie apocalypse isn't easy with a backstory like hers.
Someone's still alive.
She had to be attractive and worn down at the same time.
Thanks.
She needed to be tough and able to hold her own, even though she's occasionally terrified.
Flashlights off.
Her readability was also something we had to take into consideration.
While we were developing Left 4 Dead, we shipped a game called TF2,
And Team Fortress 2 taught us a lot about things like read hierarchy and other queuing tools that you need to have in a multiplayer environment. We also wanted to push harder on the horror art direction, so one of the last things we're doing with the game before we ship it is we're redoing all of the survivor characters.
The 4 characters were designed as a unit, so that while they stand out together from the rest of the world, their strong silhouettes and colour contrast provide clear reads for each individually, yet a signal team. We wanted to conjure 4 survivors that would resonate realistically, and thereby complete our horrifically rendered version of the zombie apocalypse, which you, the player, now find yourself in.
So what we have is this thing called Versus Mode, where you can play 4 survivors playing as humans with 4 infected, but this time as humans. And what they try to do is the survivors try to get to the end of a map, the infected try to stop them.
And we recently got to see how PvP is going to be expanded. Do you want to jump into that and talk about that newly announced experience?
Yeah, sure. You queue up with 3 of your friends, you go into a match, and you're playing a best of 3. So you play 2 rounds, and it's whoever lasts the longest on the cleaner side is the winner.
So it's not going to be quite the entire campaign where people make their way from level to level and then swap. It's very much, here's a hyper-focus area designed around the swarm mode, and then you're just going to have to survive longer.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly what it'll have, like you say.
One of the concerns that were raised by people who had Left 4 Dead is, what's different enough about this to justify it being a new sequel? So we've spent a lot of time talking about what the scope is, both artistically in terms of the scale of the game, how the gameplay is evolving, what are some of the technological pieces that have moved forward, and doing anything we could to make sure that our fans, who are the reason that we exist, the reason that we have a business, understood why Left 4 Dead 2 was a really positive evolution, rather than just us trying to come up with a way of stripping money out of a successful and popular game.
Who the hell puts an evac station up 30 flights of goddamn stairs?
Come on, Coach. Maybe the helicopter. Maybe it's made of chocolate. I have not come this far to die now. Pipe bomb out!
Is Back 4 Blood going to facilitate the modding community at all with the online element, or is it going to purely be contained game files?
It's contained. We're at launch for sure. Yeah, we're not going to have anything like that available then.
For sure.
If you listen closely, you can hear my heart break.
That's why I did, sorry. Yeah.
Valve retains Left 4 Dead, and they signed us back our logo and name. Mike's decided he was done running his own studio.
Here to talk about the co-op shooter is project lead Mike Ruth.
I think at the time he was really enjoying not being the boss, so he said, I don't want to run Turtle Rock 2.0.
We've had to sit by for the past 10 years and watch other people sort of riff on something that we created. As creators of Left 4 Dead,
From the award-winning creators of Left 4 Dead.
Creators of the critically acclaimed Left 4 Dead franchise.
Made by the creators of Left 4 Dead.
No. Make sure the 360 was up to snuff, make sure the PC is polished, and it's going to be spectacular now.
Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, both of those I really put a lot of thought into replayability.
You can pull people back around corners that they thought they'd already got past, and it's a really interesting space for that, for Versus in particular.
We're actually really honored that there's such a strong fan base for Left 4 Dead 1.
Left 4 Dead characters, there's a lot of agonizing over what's the cast of characters, who's going to want to play them, who are they in this world.
The action was sort of procedurally generated, and so we were never really sure how much time we had before there was going to be 100 zombies running at you.
Once you make debugging 10 times faster, it becomes feasible to do something that was infeasible before because of the debugging cost.
What we did was we used blood splats to differentiate similar textures and added some grind to them.
Valve time finally arrived. We set a hard date this time, I'm telling you. I believe you, Jen. And it'll be quality.
The goal of the director was to create kind of peaks and valleys in this estimated arousal level.
Players were not as cooperative as we hoped.
and we didn't know why.
You guys refuted a rumor about Left 4 Dead 3, and I hear the giggling already, so we're going to continue with this.
Because you're playing the same mission a bunch of times, if we played the exact same line at the exact same location, it would be rapidly very tiring.
What we wanted at Valve was to create an experience of playing through a really good horror film.
Moby goes on to lead art direction for Team Fortress 2, then works on titles such as Left 4 Dead.
But I also worked on Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2,